Hello. I'm racing my phone's battery, so let's just jump right in. I haven't been on here for a long time, but I wanted to tell you about a book that I finished just recently that you already saw me buy if you watched the Dollar Tree video. And I'll just hold that up right now. A Bend in the Stars by Rachel Barenbaum. Is so good. If you like historical fiction, I think you'll like it. It's about two Russian siblings in 1914, and they're Jewish, and it's at the beginning of World War One, and they're trying to gain passage out of Russia to America before like the conflict with Germany really starts. Like, there's already conflict, but I mean, like it's like the war hasn't gotten really started yet. So they're trying to get out. Um, like I said, they're siblings. He's a physicist and he teaches at a college. And there's kind of this guy who's like trying to steal his work and like take credit for it, of course. And so he has to kind of battle that guy and keep him away from his work, like the important parts of his work. So he'll like give him a little something, but not like all that he has. And then the daughter or the sister, she is engaged to be married. She doesn't really want to leave Russia. It's her home. She feels like because she's a surgeon, I didn't say that, but she's a female surgeon. She's valuable. She can help her people. So she doesn't want to leave, but her family convinces her. And it's just her grandmother, her brother, and her, and then her fiance. And then they all get separated. The fiance and the brother are enlisted into the army, so they're at the front, but they kind of deviate from the front and desert to get to see the big pinnacle, the eclipse. That's what the Bend in the Stars means. They want to see the eclipse to see, like they have to do the math. He has to do the math because only, what's his name? Vanya. Only Vanya knows the math. But anyways, he needs to get to see the eclipse so he can do the math, so he can prove or disprove the theory of relativity. Like he wants to fill in some of the blanks because even Einstein knew that he didn't have his math right at the beginning. So anyways, so it's just exciting, and if you like historical fiction, read this book. It's just so good. I gave it like 4.5 stars. It's fairly clean, like it's very medical. Like there's a lot of like medical icky stuff like that. So do read the trigger warnings if you're sensitive to that stuff. But there is one little smutty scene, but it's only a paragraph. So you'll see it coming and you could jump over it if you didn't want to like actually read it. And I think they say a couple swear words because it's war, and what would war be without insinuating that your enemy is a fatherless child? So there you go. So that's that. That's that book, A Bend in the Stars. Read it if you like historical fiction. So I'm reading a couple of books right now. The physical book that I'm reading right now is, what is it called? Leaving the Wild by Gavin. Is it Ehringer? I'll put it down in the description. I don't know. But it's about the domestication of dogs, cats, horses, and cows, and how, it wasn't just us like going out and like, luring them into civilization, like how, they cooperated and how they get some benefits, although the cows it's kind of iffy, but whatever. They get some benefits from living among humans. So like instead of being a wild wolf, a domestic dog gets to sleep on a pillow and be fed, better than a lot of humans, but not always. And I don't know, it's like the pros and cons of having been domesticated for these animals. So I'm enjoying it. It's not really what I want to be reading right now, but it is interesting. It was good information. So yeah, so I've got that. So Leaving the Wild, and then I got that from the library, and then my audiobook. I'm not actually reading it physically, but I figured I'd show you this physically. The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's the first in the Lord of the Rings series. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm listening to it on audiobook. So, like, the guy does a really good job doing the voices, and he sings the little songs, and, it's really good. And I'm on chapter 8. I'm showing you the book, even though I'm listening to the audio. But just to show you kind of, like how far along I am. I've gotten this much done. So, like, not quite half, more than a third. Like that. Yeah. Anyway, just over a third. Anyway, so it's going pretty well. I like it. I'm enjoying all of the differences. Because obviously I've seen all of the movies. I don't know if that's obvious, but I have seen all of the movies. But I had never read the books, so it's kind of fun to see like how much more in depth the books are, and like what I've missed out on. And I think it's kind of interesting. I don't want to spoil things if you haven't read the book, but this might be a mild spoiler, so stick your fingers in your ears if you're afraid of any spoilers. But I just think that it's interesting, like in the movies, I find Smeagol really, like, not quite sympathetic, but like I feel some, like, I guess, yeah, sympathy for him, just like the creature he became. And like he didn't seem so bad before he became Golem, but in the book he kind of does. Like, he's a little bottom dweller, and I don't know, like, just I don't think that's giving away too much, but I find him less sympathetic as a character in the real books. So I found that interesting. So that's that. Now, what I'd like to be reading currently, which I do not have, is something light and fluffy and romantic and kind of stupid, because that's what I like. I do like these other books. I really do. I am enjoying The Lord of the Rings. Don't come at me, but, just, I want something light and stupid and romantic. So, I do have some books coming at the library, and they should be ready tomorrow. One of them is The Wall of Winnipeg by, I don't know her name. Her last name is Zapata. It's like Marissa or Mariana. I don't know. It starts with an M. Anyways, it's a hockey romance, like a clean hockey romance. I don't like hockey smut, but I do like hockey romance. That's a new to me genre. In case you're wondering, I'm about to sneeze, but I don't want to, so I'm trying to, hold it in. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. And then my boss, a charming fellow who is really into the Die Hard movies, like, I think he loves them more than I do. So he told me that I need to read Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorp, which is the book that Die Hard was created from. And I'm down for it, but I just don't think that I'm in that mood, like that headspace right this minute, because obviously that's not going to be fluffy romance. That's, going to be like action stuff, like the movie. And I mean, I love the movie. It's a great Christmas film. If you don't think it's a Christmas film, you're wrong. But I mean, honestly, I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. That's Christmas. Anyway, I don't know that I'm in the mood for it right this minute. So we'll see. When it comes in, We'll see. But I do want to read it. I just don't know that it'll be this week. So, that's that. I think that's everything, So, like this month, I plan on reading the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have the books, none of them match. This is the ugliest of the books that you already saw. But I just bought the Two Towers. That one seems to be the hardest to come by, like, a copy of. Like, there are a million Return of the Kings, a million Fellowship of the Rings, and then, like, maybe one copy of the Two Towers. And I'm not sure why that is, because, maybe, like me, a lot of people love the Two Towers movie, and maybe they hang on to the book. Maybe the book is the best part of the series in real, like in the books. I don't know. But whatever it is, I had a hard time finding a copy of it, and I ended up buying a new copy of it because I couldn't find a ratty old copy of it like my ratty old copy of the Fellowship. So, like, this one's all yellow and gross, and, it even has a chunk taken out of one of the pages. I don't know what happened to this poor thing, but I found it in a little free library, and that was, the first of its woes. And it says, Quest Perilous. Like, yes, that is what happened to this book. But anyway, so I do have the full set now, even though it's not a matching pretty set like I was hoping to get. But really, it's not exactly a book desert that I live in, but it's just kind of a book hole. Like, here in my city, there is a Half Price Books, and that's it. They do have a couple coffee shops that have a few books, but they're not real bookstores. It's just half price. And honestly, I don't like half price. And then in the next city over, it's guarded by so much traffic, but there is a Barnes. But the traffic is disgusting, and they have, like, traffic cameras, and, it's just a mess over there, and you have to be crazy to go over there on purpose. At least that's my general thinking. So I don't go to Barnes because it's over there. And then, now, the city that I work in has one used bookstore, and it's okay, but it doesn't have everything I want. And then the city next to it, it has a couple used bookstores, but the one that I went to the other day, I didn't really care for the personality of the lady running it. Now, I'm sure that that's just me, but she wasn't friendly, and she just kind of had a, what are you doing here kind of look. And maybe that's why she owns her own bookstore, so she could just sit in there with her books and, be left alone, and the customers are just kind of a nuisance. I don't know. But whatever it is, not pleasant. So, I don't know. It's difficult to find the books that I want in person, but I would prefer to buy the books that I want in person. I don't like Amazon. I don't like online shopping. Don't touch that. Okay. I have to discipline a cat while I'm ranting about bookstores. But I want to be in a store with the books and touch them and look at them. And, if Barnes wasn't guarded by all the traffic and the horribleness of that city, I would go there. But it is, so I don't. So, what is he doing? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's all that to say. I want a pretty set of Lord of the Rings, and I can't buy that here in my city. So, there. What are you doing, Diego? Oh, Diego. Anyway, yeah. So, someday I will have a pretty copy, or a pretty set. Until then, I've got my ratty books. So, I think that's about all I wanted to share. I mostly just wanted to come on here and tell you guys to read Bend in the Stars. But, you're free to do what you like. But you really should read that book. So, that's that. All right. I think my battery's about to die, so I'm going to wrap this up. If there's a book that you think I should read that you think is just the most glorious thing you've read lately, let me know and comment below, and I'll take a look at it. All right, have a good night, and bye-bye.